Uh, just so equipment doesn't get wrecked. In my mind, that's it's helped in the past. I just want to make sure that gets done this time. The other thing is, I don't know if it's appropriate to have a discussion in open session, but it has to do with drug activity.
That's my suggestion. If you know of something, then you should call the sheriff's department
It's already
directly.
been done.
Okay, that's the best we're going to do, because
Okay.
we're going to do the same thing.
That's fine.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
I just want to share this. 2 weeks ago Saturday morning, 10 minutes of 6, person was pounding on my door. That's because their car was on that lawn. Person who looked like it was inspected, tag on it. Person was desperate. They needed gas. This person was question about.
This is not a Newport problem.
No, this is Newport Center.
Yeah, but it's not a Newport Center problem. This is a
Well,
problem everywhere.
Well, it may be.
Mental home
It may
programs, it's
be,
everywhere.
but I'm seeing it now, and they're
I
staggering down the
understand. Sorry.
street in broad daylight. So that's all I'm saying.
And like Rick said, all we can do is call the sheriffs. I mean, you can call any one of us and we're just gonna call the sheriffs.
No, I get that. I get that.
Because that's all we can do at this point.
I was just a little surprised.
Yeah,
Crept
our,
up this far, not Saturday, but it crept up this far.
Well, we had 30 people die last year from fentanyl overdose. And
well,
one here in town, at least one.
just to share with you, to share with you a little bit on that. 3 weeks ago, I was working in my garage. I live right up here. I heard a noise, looked out, a guy's walking by. I heard it again. I looked out. There's a girl running after him across the ball field, completely naked. I looked, I took a double look, and my wife said, "You probably hurt your eyes." I said, "Well, I did." But that's beside the I could not believe it. So, same thing. It's everywhere, and we can't, And the cops had been called, and we did find out if someone leaves their home naked, you cannot arrest them. If they undress in public, you can arrest them. Does not make sense. The laws in the state do not make sense. But anyway, thank you. And as far as the stakes go, I don't think Mike's coming tonight. He's been sick, so we'll have Denise
Yeah, I'll
let him know.
Yeah, I will. I'll mention it to him.
Hit one of those rocks.
Yeah.
Heard it.
I'll definitely mention it to him.
Anyone else? Okay, moving on. Jason Willis, Fire Department, discuss budget of 2022.
Basically, what I want to know is we're gonna have discussion for our budget
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm asking. I mean, we haven't had a discussion about it. It's coming up where I can start figuring out. I don't see a change for us, but that will be a change if we're gonna put it into our budget.
What are other towns doing? Do you have any feel?
Other towns, I know Troy Fire Department, they split it, Westfield and Troy, and they just added it into their budget.
We paid it last time.
You guys paid last year, because it was a separate line, it was a separate fund, we're both at town meeting.
Well, on that, we have a letter in here from the ambulance.
But that's separate than from the fire department.
Well, I understand,
Yeah.
but can we combine them down the road?
Oh,
You could combine it into
They're
the general
both
fund.
dispatching services. Does the ambulance get dispatching from the
Yeah,
same
we
place?
both- We both do.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm wondering, I mean, is
So,
it better off to put a
what,
line item in your budget saying dispatching?
I think that's what most
I
towns are
guess
going
this
to
point,
do, yeah.
until we deal with this one and do that would be my thought. What's your thought? You guys thought?
I would like relative department to include it
In their budget.
and then it's realistic.
Okay.
so to include it in their budget to us.
Right.
So you want Jason to add a line item in his budget?
I'm just gonna have
Extra.
up for a budget,
Well, it's,
explain why it's
Yep.
going
Right.
up $3,600.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you guys support it, I mean,
Good.
it's, I mean, because it's gonna be, I don't plan on doing a regular increase, so
So-
this year it'll be,
Good fun.
so that means Newport Ambulance is gonna have to increase theirs by 6,800.
This is just a letter to explain how they're coming up. with
Right.
the figure.
Yeah. So they'll have to increase their budget by X amount of dollars too then.
So that's something we
I-
should
I would-
discuss at next month's meeting, decide what to do.
I would include that with the Newport Indians budget when we put it to the votes.
Okay,
So it'd be like an A and a B or whatever, but a
Right.
total
Yeah.
figure of.
So what about, do we vote on fire department tonight, have him put it in his budget?
No, he's responsible for his own budget.
Okay.
Yep,
And
I just wanna know what you guys,
he wants
how
to-
you guys want to go about it.
But we paid it before.
Yeah,
Make a motion to have them put it in their budget.
The total is.
Well, yeah, but it was in check in your budget.
no, we don't need, I don't think we
I guess
need,
we don't need it.
we don't need a
Yeah.
motion because he's
Yeah.
gonna give us a budget, proposal, and we're gonna include
So I
that.
would say put it in your budget.
that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Just so you guys, that's why I wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can figure it out. I don't see an increase, no increase at all. But this will be.
That'll be,
But you'll explain it in
I
your,
will
in your
have-
budget,
I'll
so
have it in my letter.
Yep.
Yep.
Whatever we do.
townspeople will be identified, they're notified
So
of
you'll
that.
present us with a copy of that prior to or not?
Well, what I'll do, I'll just, I'll tell you,
Like they usually do,
Yeah.
they just
if
say,
we don't have an
X amount
itemized
of dollars.
budget, just,
Right.
it's so hard.
Right, they just ask for X amount of dollars on it to be put on the warrant.
Okay. So they must, but you must provide some written thing, you don't just have a piece of paper line, $200,000.
No, it's like every year in the past, they just give us an email saying, please include
so that it's in the warrant.
$37,000 in the warrant.
It doesn't say electricity or.
It will in the town
You-
report.
When the town, when you get the report, it'll show exactly what we paid from the previous year.
Right.
And we can't, like fuel for trucks, I mean, I can't, I would love to budget it, but I don't know what it's gonna be, how much we're gonna use. I don't wanna say, well, we're gonna put $6,000 towards fuel, use $3,000 and then
How's it going?
Right,
have
we
that
just,
3,000
Not
sitting there and, well, we budgeted for
Right.
this.
Well, you don't do it.
What? Who's there?
yes, they do. They
Oh.
just ask, they don't break it down line by line like we do.
There's a woman
We
there. I
just
don't know
cut
who
them a
she
check
is.
for
I
whatever
don't know who the
it
two men
costs.
So I
are.
understand how you get
And
paid, I just,
Ernest.
in running any business,
I'm glad that
budget
you're
shows,
doing it
you
for
know,
me.
as you're going through the
Yeah.
year, you look at, oh, geez,
Safer.
we're up in electricity, why? We're spending more here, why? If you have nothing to go by.
Oh, that's in your minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the electricity bills, we're not using, I mean, it stays the same.
Yeah, you review that every month. You
Yeah.
review your bills every month.
I don't, for budget wise, like I said, we're not out there every day. Not, we don't know how much fuel we use on trucks per year. We can look at it, well, right now, we're under 30 calls.
What we do is we take last year's expenses and then we sit down and have a discussion. Are we gonna need to add to this or can we reduce this? And then that just gives us, so we have an idea of where we're going. We're just been asked to voters for $600,000.
Well,
Have
The
a,
reason why we asked for an increase of 5,000 last year is we have $12 left in the checking account. No, I'm just saying, but I can't, it's hard to budget with a volunteer fire department. How many calls we're gonna have, how much we're gonna be out. Call
I guess his
volume-wise.
suggestion, what he's saying is you just pull a figure out of the air, which you do not
No.
do that. You review your bills every month.
I can't.
Yeah, you don't do that. Yeah,
So
you-
that's why we don't do a line item. That's why we don't do a line item, because I'm gonna show, right, I'm gonna show that, okay, we use 3,000, so we budgeted 6,000. So we're gonna cut that back. But then we cut that back, and then the following year
you
we're
don't
short.
have to cut it back.
Well, I know that, but
The budget is a roadmap to guide you in where you're going. Without that, you just, how would you run the town?
Well, they have a budget, Steve, that's what he's trying to tell you, is every month they review their bills. They say, okay, we spent $3,800, we spent this much on gas, this much on light, this much on Comcast, this much for rubbish removal. They get that on a monthly basis.
we have track, we keep track
They
of all
keep
of
track of that every month.
Okay, so why can't you, at the end of the year, produce a document that says, this is where we did for 2021?
we do.
And then
So,
take those numbers and you put a line here for 2022 and you go, this is what we spent. You think it'll be about the same? Yeah. If not, you add some to it, or subtract some from it. So when you get all done, you have 2022.
I know, I understand how budgets work,
Okay.
but that's not what I'm explaining. It's hard to explain. It's not a business. We're not, and all our money's accounted for. We have everything we bought, everything we pay. I can show it to you. But like I said, if we budget, I can budget electricity. You know, our budget will go up.
Whatever. That's,
They've never done it, so I don't understand why right now
I always thought you had a,
we don't. No appropriation. We don't. We've had discussion last week, same discussion.
okay. Whenever we purchase anything, we look to see what we have in the budget. And is that money there so that we can expend it to purchase this?
So we
You don't have a clue.
No, we don't, because we don't purchase anything that we don't need until the end of the year when we have money left over. So, as if we need posts, we wait until we know all our bills are paid for, our regular bills. And then we see what we have. This time of year, we know how much money we have left. So the accounts.
Okay. Man, it's a private organization, you do what you want. And voters are the ones that send you the money, so you can,
Well, it's all open, so, I mean, it goes in the end of the year, so we see how much money we spend and what we spend it on. And it ain't much. I'll tell you that.
okay.
Anything else, Jason? Move on, finalize the ARPA committee.
What is it?
Okay.
Oh, yes. You guys would like to form a committee for ARPA funds
Mhm.
for people to report back to you.
Mhm.
The only two people that I've got that were interested in being on the committee was Mike Baywell would like to be on, which makes sense because he's the road department. Ellen would like to be on, she's a taxpayer, citizen town report.
Who was that?
Ellen Fox.
Oh, hi.
And Joanne Guyette Wood, she's the chair of the planning board. And ARPA money, it's kind of like a vision of the infrastructure of the town. So it'd be nice to have the chair of the planning board. I did mention it to her and she said she'd like to do that.
Shut the windows, it's fucking noisy out there.
That's a start, that's right.
Just didn't know what ARPA stands for.
American,
Recovery and
American, yeah, something like that.
American Rescue
The
Plan.
federal funds,
Yeah.
Tiger Culvert or something.
Yeah. Every town in the state of Vermont got ARPA money,
except the
except one town.
Really?
Yeah.
One town didn't get it?
One town did not,
one time.
one town
said no.
refused it.
They didn't want any.
No.
Good for them.
Good for them.
So
We'll
we have
spend
to,
it.
we have to allocate the money, you can pretty much spend it on, it's a, the rules have really become very lax on what you can spend it on. Yeah, there was a small window and then as time had gone on, we enlarged the scope in which you can spend it on, but the idea is to spend it on infrastructure.
Bob, were you interested?
Yeah,
Wanna be on that
that's right
committee?
too, Bob, that's what interested in being on there.
So that's enough. How many of that?
So let me see, Ellen, Fox, Mike Avon, I'd like to be on it if possible. Bob Best, Ellen Fox. Who else been joining?
Stay.
Yeah. So that's Alan, Mike, Bob Bass, Ellen Phelps, Dwayne Viola. That's a good representation of the town, I think, okay, the wide variety.
We need to make a motion to,
We should.
Mhm.
Then I'll make a motion that we, appoint the people that, have shown interest in guiding the town in the expenses of the ARPA funds. And, names are in the minutes,
I'll second it.
I'll third it.
All those in favor? Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
And I have your email, so I'll contact you when he set up meetings.
You were gonna go.
Spend the money.
And, you know, if you want a select board representation at any of the meetings, somebody, one of us will attend. And then should go. But
Okay,
we have the ultimate say on what the committee comes up and decides.
absolutely, yeah, yeah. What other towns are doing is, from what I've learned from all the other town clerks is that, the committee will bring forth ideas to you with prices and
Good.
whatever.
Yeah,
Some towns are just opting not to have a committee at all, and just the select board decide it.
That's fine.
I think it's more fair this way.
I do too,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks.
I know Mike's not here, but road commissioner report, did he leave anything with you, Denise?
The only thing he said is the Farlow Road culvert project should be done, if not tomorrow, Monday at the latest. They've done a phenomenal job. He's quite impressed with it.
Good.
He's getting ready for, it's all next, so.
Water, sewer, solar panel. Again, not here.
No,
Solar panels are all working now, so. Can test that. Sheriff's report. Okay.
All right, well. We had a grand home. Haven't got September's yet. This is August. 47 hours worth of patrol. 4 warnings were given throughout the town. 4 tickets were given, and 3 arrests were made.
More than before.
A little bit more, yeah. It's getting up there. We've got several officers that are patrolling, and don't appear to be doing too much, but they're in town and being seen, I guess. So that's a good thing. Good. That's it.
Yeah, just for the minutes, but going back to the water sewer bullet panel, I've asked the clerk to put recycle on them. So they report on them.
Oh, sure. Yep.
In that.
Okay. Barry Kagan, discussion municipal law basics.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
You're-
Wait a minute,
You're muted,
Now, can you hear me?
yes.
All right. How come I can't see the select board? I can only see the audience. Why is that, do you know?
Our camera doesn't, rotate unless we grab it, turn it by hand.
You can't do both of them at once?
No. It was $1,100, and I didn't
No.
want to spend the money for that.
I could have done it for 50. Anyway, audio and video is not that simple. But anyway, I live with that. So I have a few things I'd like to discuss today. Laws. That's what I want to discuss. Because there seems to be a crisis we have with people on the select board who don't know the laws, and then they come up with their own version of the laws, and they don't look at laws, which is required, before they act on them. Specifically, this is from Municipal Law Basics. municipal officials must check all relevant statutes before acting to ensure that they will comply with the specific requirements. But I can name several instances in the last year that it was just, this is the law, that's all there is to it. And, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna get into name calling and everything, but I'll tell you what I am gonna do. If you do that, I'm gonna file complaints, because I know it's useless to try to talk to you people, because, you know, I've tried that already. It doesn't work. So, from here on out, since we can't have conversations about these things, and when I do have a conversation, you say, no, this is the law. And I don't, what I need is, when we're talking about laws, I want statutory references. That's what I want. I want a reference. VST 385, 315, you know, that's what I want. This is what I'm doing. My contribution to the town. I know you people don't like it because you don't want, a lot of the laws restrict, you know, I mean, they are about transparency, which I have numerous instances of. We don't want to talk about money. You know, no transparency. So that is what I'm going to do with that. Now the second thing is, so I'm going to call you on this. When you say, now for instance, I would like how this configuration of we have every week a new, you know, a new chair, basically, and each time the chair comes, he's allowed to bring the meeting to order, which I've been a victim of, especially Jerry. And, you know, he took it home, and there is one person. I've looked up statutes. What it is Steve Barrett is the chair, and he has the right to bring the meeting to order and to do the arranging of all this stuff. Well, I'll tell you, next time anyone who isn't Steve Barrett brings me to order, complaint, and I can back it up with statutory references, which I will do, and that means everyone's got to come back. So the complaints I am threatening because I want you people to start respecting our constitutional rights, and because I have done my work, studied, and I come up with the laws, and I've pointed out things that you are not doing statutory, and I'm criticized. And another thing, here's another thing that's really, I'm gonna put my foot down on this one. For the last 2 years, when I come in, I'm on an agenda and speak, I have somebody giggling through the whole thing, calling me names. That insurance man I wasn't even talking to at a meeting called me an idiot. So, my question to Steve Barrett, the chair, why did you not bring the meeting to order when I was called an idiot, when people were laughing at me? Every time. I ignored it. But, you know, it's dangerous to do this because more and more people come in and they want to gain favor with the selectmen, and they know they can do that by giving me a hard time. And nobody brings the meeting to order. Right, Steve? Answer. This is the question. If I don't get an answer, I'm gonna file a complaint. Why did you not bring the meeting to order numerous times when people came in here and harassed me, called me names? I have videos of all of this, so don't deny it. Please answer me. I'm not going to take no for an answer, because I'll tell you why. It's dangerous to have that type of scapegoating and hate campaign going on. And you, and you approve of it, using, you know, passive aggressive. You just let them say it, and you give them, and even with what's his name there, Bob Best. Do you have anything to say to Barry today? And he came and he gave me all this hard time, and you know, it turned into a war. You know, so this is although you do not think these kinds of things are, you could be held accountable. They are. Let me read you a couple of terms you may not know. Okay, so, this is one of the things that happens, and you know, it's not like you say, this is one of the things Steve lies on, obfuscation, and this is used in the law. It says the action of making something obscure, unclear, or unintelligible. When confronted with sharp questions, they resort to obfuscation. Steve, you ask him a question about money, he asks you a question. That's an obfuscation. Here's another one for you. And they use this. These are legal terms. And I want everyone to know these terms so they don't just spew these out, cause problems, deny people their rights by using these little subterfuges. That's another one. Okay, let's look at that. Subterfuge. When common synonyms, okay. Deception, double dealing, fraud, and trickery, well, all these words mean the acts or practices of one who deliberately deceives. Subterfuge suggests the adoption of a stratagem or the telling of a lie in order to escape guilt or gain an end. And the end that the select board usually wants to do is not be transparent about money. Okay. So I never got an answer, Steve. I want an answer for that. Why did you not bring the meeting to order on the numerous times, dozens and dozens, when people would give me a hard time? Why?
You did, so.
I did.
I had to take that crap for over a year. Why? I want an answer. I will file a complaint tomorrow if I don't get one.
Point of
No,
order.
no. Hey, I'm asking him a question. I don't want to hear from you.
Whoa, Barry. Barry, you're doing the exact same thing you're saying everybody's doing to you.
Am I?
This person has
No,
the right to
okay.
say anything too.
I am waiting for an answer from Steve. This is
You
an
won't let him-
obfuscation.
You won't let him answer.
Huh?
He tried to answer 3 times and you wouldn't let him. You keep talking.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm listening. Tell me. Why?
I did bring it to order. This instance that you're talking
Can't
about.
hear you. I can't hear you. Can you go closer to the mic, please?
I did bring it to order.
Never. Show me one time. Never. Not once.
Okay, we have a person here that asked for point of order. Go ahead, sir.
I just got
I didn't get my answer from Steve.
He's answered 3 times already.
Has
I'm
he?
sorry, I'm in the same room, I can hear you've been answering.
Well, I'm not in the same room.
Well, you should
He
probably.
lied. He lied. He said he did. He never did. There's not one video where he
Barry,
ever spoke
Barry,
to me
point
to
of order. Point of order. Go ahead, sir.
What type of rules of order does the board use?
Can't hear him.
I understand. I can understand small departures from rules of Robert's rules or the leaders or whatever. But if this gentleman has that big of a problem, he has to file with the Secretary of State. No, this is not something that we should be haranguing about. If there's a legitimate complaint, it ought to be filed. That's it.
And we have suggested that to him, to take the evidence that he says he has and to file it with the Secretary of State and bring charges against him.
I can't hear anything. I should have came. I can't. Yeah, I mean, the microphone is no excuse. You got a microphone. You paid $200 for it, and I can't hear you. A minimum. I know what the cost is. Anyway, all right. Since I get my answer, complaint filed tomorrow. You know what I need? I need it on the record. Because one of these days, one of your heroes is going to come in and commit a crime, start a fight. It happens all the time. Because if they come in and give me a hard time, they will be rewarded by Steve. He will respect them. He won't bring the meeting to order. And that I can't have that. I need a complaint, and I'm hoping you people all say there was no wrongdoing. I would suggest somebody fix this problem. Give me an answer. Do it now. Can you do that? It's okay to harass me. because I participate. I've contributed to this. I built a website. I studied the law. I came to everyone. But they don't like it. Steve don't like it because he wants total control and he doesn't want to answer questions about money. So we'll come next week. We'll come back next week and I want an answer. I want it on the record so I can send it somewhere on the state level. Because I'm had it. I'm not being a sap anymore because, you know, it's got to be, I'm quoting laws. When I talk about laws, I talk about specific statutes. I have been to the Secretary of State, I don't know, maybe 40 times. And when I quote a law, I go there first. They give me the specific law, the number, and I adhere to the law. But we have to tolerate, Jerry, a meeting, private property. Now, according to this municipal law thing, which is a law, you are supposed to know the law and act and not just come off the board. And because you did that, it cost the town $4,000 for a lawyer. You lost, and now there's a law, my law, Sahajian versus the town. That's case law now. You know what case law is? Lawyers can use that law if someone else, you decide not to fix a culvert for somebody else. A lawyer will use that. They'll use that because it is a law now. You know what I mean? And I had to go through this. I had to go through doing court proceedings 4 times, and you know I am angry. Yeah, I am angry, and I have reason to be. And I'm not gonna take it no more. You want to do that? Pull that crap? I'd file complaints and file them with the state. And you know, I know every one of them. I know the auditor, I know the Attorney General's office. I know them all. I've talked to them all. So I don't know. I think it's time that you got yourself together and started complying to the law. Other people are afraid to come to this meeting because of Steve Barrett's intimidation. And it makes me sick. You know, it really does. And I'm not going to stand for it. And I have the tools. I have the tools. Yeah, I'm loud and I'm a little angry now. I have reason to be. I've been here for 5 years. I've put up with more shit than I've ever seen in my life. And
Point
I
of
kept
order.
my mouth shut. I kept my
Point of
mouth
order.
shut.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I appreciate a variety of perspectives. I wonder in Robert's rules, is there a time limit that folks are?
We do
allowed
have
to
a time
share
limit
their
of,
perspective?
and
That's all right.
We had him
I'm
on
filing a
for-
complaint. I'm filing a
and-
complaint. We'll come back next week. I'm not putting up with that again, Steve. You do your job. Your job is to bring the meeting to order. I'm not going to stand for people coming in giggling, calling me an idiot, and you giving them your passive resistance, passive aggressive approval. I'm not doing it because you know what's going to happen? The next time that happens, I'm not going to fight with them. I'm taking you. I'm filing a complaint against you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to file 2 complaints. One about that, about ignoring. I have the right to be here. It is in the Constitution. I have the right to speak, and more so, First Amendment rights. You must be accountable at all times. When I ask you questions, I don't want to subterfuge, obfuscation, or answer a question with a question. I want to know about money. And there's, issues about that. So, I mean, okay, it's all yours. 2 complaints. And I want, and you like it? If you want me not to file complaints, then cooperate. Give us our constitutional rights. Be accountable. And bring the meeting to order when other people come in, give me a hard time. How many people have had? I've had Bob Best. I've had the, what's his name? The veterinarian's wife. He was the last one, laughing like crazy through the whole thing and getting Steve Barrett's approval. And who else? I've gone through it, and I kept my mouth shut. I'm not doing it no more. I don't deserve it. I have a right to be here. I do a lot of work. I did a lot of work. I built a
okay,
website.
Barry, we need to move on.
All right, move on.
Thank you. Okay, sign orders, review and approve bank statement and journal entries.
I make a
We've
motion.
been working on that.
Yeah, make a motion that we, instruct the clerk to pay the orders that are put before us for review.
I'll second that. Any more discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Sign Calco LLC liquor license, former Rustico, and sign Eastman Cemetery deed.
Right, now the Calco LLC, the